listening survey of the year recently, which there's a link to take that survey if you'd like to in the description, we can see that most people get their music recommendations from friends both on and offline. So we need to see it this way, that singles are what lures people in, much like that sample of the chicken or tofu at the Chinese food stall that they give out for free in the mall courtyard. They hope to lure you in at the counter and for you to then buy a pound of it. And then they hope you'll keep coming back and doing that each day after you've tasted how good it tastes from that one free sample. That's the goal here. And we have to see albums and singles as two different things. Singles offer the opportunity to bring in enough people that they're gonna go through your album or back catalog and actually get to know you and develop a relationship with your music, but singles are the sample. But if you aren't releasing as many singles as possible these days to bring people back to that album, you're basically not allowing your music the chance to get discovered, because this is sending out the samples that will intrigue people and have them come and hear more, since the single is the portion that makes somebody really judge if they want a full meal from you. And right now, algorithms only spread singles, not albums. Because the way Spotify and YouTube and all the short form video apps are designed, and people's attention spans also work this way, is that the more singles you release of quality material, the more of the chance increases that somebody will get curious about your album and back catalog. But let's go over this. The top way people discover music now are TikTok Reels and YouTube Shorts, as well as Spotify and YouTube's recommendation algorithms. But before we get to TikTok, we're much more concerned about where people are going to repeatedly listen to your music and make a relationship with you, which is YouTube and Spotify. Because when it comes to streaming audio platforms and listening to music without videos, if you open the majority of artists' analytics of where their listeners come from, and keep in mind, I'm paid to look at this more than just about anyone on earth. If we take out YouTube and just call that watching videos, Spotify is usually 80 to 85% of where those streams come from. And then the other 15 to 20% is distributed between Apple and the other audio streaming sites. So like it or not, Spotify is where you really need to focus your energy. And luckily for you, they give artists tons of tools to promote themselves, whereas all the other audio streaming sites give you virtually none. But because Spotify only lets you submit one song at a time to its editorial playlist submission tool, and they recommend you submit 4 weeks in advance, this means releasing singles more often than once a month is a wasted opportunity. And I hear a lot of people saying, Spotify editorial playlists are over. But if you read as much data as I do, you see over and over again, they're a common ingredient in how musicians blow up, as well as oftentimes the first ingredient on how an artist starts to break. It's still one of the greatest chances to have your music discovered because it leads to you getting on more of those algorithmic playlists and on those AI playlists and into Discover Weekly and all the algorithmic bonds you need to start getting played a lot on Spotify and make fans while you
still editing shorts manually? You're wasting time. Vidflood turns one long video into dozens of shorts automatically. Search Google